That's the key human experience. That's what elevates you to more joy, more fulfillment, more purpose than you could ever possibly imagine. Welcome back to Up and Running and Thriving, your weekly spot for inspiration and motivation to help you get your mind, body, and business up and running and thriving. My name is Whitney Abraham. I'm a virtual business coach, and today we're here to do just that, help you get your mind, body, and business up and running and thriving. And you guys, I want to talk to you about sharing vulnerably today. What a buzzword is vulnerability, and with great reason. Listen, I am such a sucker for everything that Brené Brown tells us. But the fact of the matter is she has to tell us these things because we fight so hard against showing up vulnerably. I want to talk you through what happens when you open yourself up and share the things that really matter to you. You know, we tend to want to hide the most vulnerable, most tender spots of our heart. We do this because we are made to protect ourselves. We literally are engineered to save ourselves from danger. And that fear, that fight or flight sense tells us that even though today the things that we're vulnerable about are not tigers and lions and bears, they are still putting us at a disadvantage if we show those things. And so from an evolutionary perspective, you guys, this is why it feels very dangerous to us. And our fear receptor goes up whenever we think about sharing something that really matters to us or cuts us to our quick. Okay, so now that you understand why it's so hard to share vulnerably, I want to share with you why it's so important that you do it anyway. Because someone else's current hardships are your past hardships. And if you're unwilling to talk openly about how you moved through those things, you are withholding information they desperately need to move through what's hard for them right now. Think of all the really hard things that you've been through in your life and how transformative they were for you. Think about how wonderful it would have been if there had been a guide there to help you, to help hold your hand through that very hard experience. Think about if you did have that person, how much harder it would have been for you to move through it if you didn't have them. Sharing vulnerably about the things that were really difficult for you after you've moved through them and you can sit and view them from a place of clarity and from a place of gratitude, that is literally a gift to someone else who desperately is sitting in front of a mountain that they don't know how to climb. And when you share that, when you open yourself up, despite fear of judgment, despite the fact that you feel exposed, when you do that, you create an open line of communication with your clients, with prospective collaborators, with friends, potential friends, right? You open yourself up to more rich life experience. And let's be honest, what is the point of us suffering and working hard through these things if we don't get to use that for good? A couple of weeks ago, I talked to you about finding your purpose work and how maybe it's not necessarily about what lights you on fire. Maybe your purpose work is about taking your life experiences that were hard and what you've learned from them and helping somebody else through that same journey. This is why, you guys, this is why it's important, because we have an opportunity to take what we've experienced and allow it to be this very hard, bad time, or allow it to be the gift that helps someone else move through that same thing. And let me be clear with you. There is beauty in every life experience, no matter how horrific it is. The question is, are you ready to find that beauty? And are you ready to share what you've learned from your past experiences to help someone else navigate their own personal experiences? So I hope that this will help you see why it's so important that you open your heart up to someone else. Ultimately, we are community-oriented people. We thrive in tribes. Listen, if you look back on the vast history of human beings, we are not meant to be alone. And so if you can figure out a way to utilize what you've done for the collective, what you've been through for the rest of your community, that's the key human experience. That's what elevates you to more joy, more fulfillment, more purpose than you could ever possibly imagine. So I hope that you get out there and you share the things that are scary that you've experienced, because you know that somewhere out there, someone needs to hear that message from you. We'll talk really soon. Bye, y'all.